Better crack on with some news.
Yes.
Because Reform UK leader Nigel Farage is set to announce his party's new policy to get tough on crime.
Well, in a major speech, Farage will vow to take back control of our streets, courts and prisons as he pledges to never allow early release for violent criminals and sex offenders.
Well, under Reform's plans, foreign offenders will be deported to open new prison places. 30,000 more police officers will be recruited within 5 years.
Well, this all comes as a damning poll reveals the public trust Nigel Farage on tackling crime over the Prime Minister and Kemi Badenoch.
Let's talk to former political advisor Oscar Reddrop, who's here. Morning to you, Oscar.
Morning, guys.
I mean, look, this poll was out yesterday saying Farage was trusted more than anybody else on this issue. Today, he's capitalising on it. I mean, no surprise. It's an open goal for him.
No surprise at all. I think the general public, when they saw those images, and we always overestimate how much the general public truly frontline politics and politics is truly in their day-to-day lives, because they often have better things to do. But those images of prisoners being released early, flocking out of prisons under this Labour government, and then many of them going on to reoffend days, I think in a couple of cases it was like hours later. I mean, the confidence shock that does to the country in terms of, I live in a safe country. I live in a country with proper sentencing, bobbies on the beat, all that really integral stuff was just completely shot. And it pains me to say it, but the Conservative government over, 14 years or so, public trust on law and order dwindled under the Tories.
So police numbers were absolutely slashed.
Exactly, and I think that sticks out in terms of law and order and crime. That's something that sticks out in the general public's mind as well. So Farage today, and just generally, this is a real opportunity. There are some quite big promises in this.
Yeah.
This is the constructive feedback I would give, particularly around building those prisons for those extra places that are needed, and that is a complex problem to solve. And you do get a sense that he's making a lot of spending promises as he's getting a bit more muscular on his policy over the last few weeks and months. And it'll be interesting to see the questions that come today, because there'll be a press conference as well. And I don't know how possible a lot of this stuff is. I really don't. But I'm sure he will make the right noises.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cyber criminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C-18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GB News discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GB News to start protecting yourself digitally today.
Yeah, I mean, there are big questions about funding. They've got time to work all that out.
Yeah.
But it's about common sense, and this is where he's succeeding.
Yeah.
In that we were told we need at least 10,000 more prison places urgently, and we've got 10,000 foreign criminals in our prisons who the government won't deport. So he says, well, we'll move them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's common sense.
That is proper common sense, and that's been a bit of a journey for him, actually. And I think he, as in Farage, and that kind of commitment to deportation has been a journey for him over the last few months or so, because I don't think that initially sat particularly comfortable with him. But that is common sense from the public's perspective. I don't think they see a Labour government that takes that kind of stuff seriously at all. And you can't underestimate that sense, that perception of lawlessness is just sometimes, it sounds counterintuitive, is just as important and detrimental to a country as, actual lawlessness. And we do see instances of lawlessness. If you walk out this studio now, and there'll be people up and down the country who walk around their communities, the idea that if they were to be robbed, and sometimes in an aggressive way, if they were robbed at knife point or just a physical altercation took place, they would have no confidence that, one, that would be prevented in the first place, and even if it did happen, that it would be followed up and the perpetrator would be caught, and then even if that happened, that they'd get a decent term in jail, and that is wrong. And Farage, I think, is best placed at this moment in time. Forget the poll in a way. Like, you can just feel it. Farage is best placed to command confidence on issues like that for the public. He just is.
I mean, in that poll as well, 49% of people thought Britain was a lawless country. Yeah,
and that's even that perception is completely toxic to the social fabric of a community and our nation as a whole. And so, Farage, in terms of the funding of a lot of this stuff and these big, bold claims in terms of extra police officers, extra prison spaces, we will see. But I think it would be nice, and I think it's a big opportunity for him to show the country today that at least he cares and at least he wants to take these things seriously, because I think the political class, for many years now, have taken their eye off the ball, even at that lower level crime.
I think it's really interesting how he's parking his tanks, as you say, on the Conservatives' lawns, because he's gone from... They're the party previously of law and order, and now it's Reform trying to do exactly that. At
this moment in time, but I would say, if people out there... And look, I've been really constructive and objective often about the Conservative Party over the last few weeks. You kind of have to be, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm living in some dreamland if I wasn't. But if people think Kemi is going to be a soft touch on crime, law and order and public safety, then you're a fool. And I think in time, when Kemi gets stuff together and fleshes out policy more and more, I mean, Kemi is someone I would trust, actually. But I would.
You say that. The problem is with us, and a lot of it is about perception, isn't it? Where between Keir Starmer and Kemi Badenoch, it feels like there's just this big blancmange where you can't get through to anybody about anything. Whereas at least with Reform, they are punching, they are making these points, they are resonating, which no other party is doing. And that's their own fault for not doing it.
No, absolutely. I mean, Starmer on this stuff, I mean, there is a widely held view now, and in terms of cut through, the thing that has cut through is two-tier. We have a two-tier justice system, two-tier policing, and Starmer might, grumble and bang his fist on the desk in Number 10 and go, "What? That's just media rubbish," and it's all, But that has cut through, and that has happened under his watch, and that is there's no coincidence there. The whole two-tier wasn't even in our real public consciousness before Keir Starmer came to Number 10, and so he might hate it. He might think it's a load of rubbish and it's his detractors stirring stuff up, but it's a reality he has to deal with. He is seen as a soft touch. He is not seen as being on the ball on this issue. I think it would be unfair at this moment in time to throw Kemi in with that. I mean, I don't know Kemi particularly well, but she strikes me as someone who doesn't take soft touch. Who's not a soft touch. But it's just that thing. Doesn't need polling. Doesn't need advisors all around him, like you get the sense of Starmer rearranging deck chairs. Farage has an innate ability to just know what the public need and want in a given moment. He just does, and his detractors hate it. The Tories hate it, trust me, I know, but he has that ability. And I think today, we'll see that manifested, that will be manifest today a little bit more on this issue.